I'll say it as a fan and nothing else. It is a beautiful feeling to finally be worried about how much we have to pay our franchise quarterback rather than where we are finding the next one. Caleb Williams is officially forcing the Chicago Bears into a massive contract extension conversation after his stellar performance helped us secure an NFC North title and a playoff win. It is a massive pivot for a team that spent decades in quarterback purgatory. And honestly, two things stand out here: what we now know about his value and what this means for our salary cap. As more contract details leak, the sheer scale of this commitment becomes clear. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and comment your name and city below so we can keep this conversation going. All right, let's go. Chicago Bears fans have spent decades waiting for a franchise quarterback, but it appears we finally have our answer in Caleb Williams. Now, entering his third NFL season, Williams has fundamentally altered the trajectory of this organization. After helping Chicago finish 11-6, win the NFC North, and secure our first playoff victory since 2010, Williams posted a single-season record of 3,142 passing yards with 27 touchdowns and 7 interceptions. These results are exactly what we hoped for under head coach Ben Johnson, yet this success brings a new, expensive reality. Because players selected in the 2024 NFL Draft become eligible for extensions after the 2026 season, the Bears are currently protected by his fourth contract year and a fifth-year option. Let's be real, waiting to pay him could become a costly mistake as the quarterback market continues to climb. While his 58.1% completion rate and occasional risky play calling leave room for growth, his natural arm talent and ability to win in the postseason make him an irreplaceable asset. We are no longer debating if he is the guy. We are now simply waiting to see just how great he can truly become. This shift from searching for a solution to securing a star has created a sense of relief and pride across our entire fan base. We finally have a leader who gives us a legitimate chance every Sunday. However, the looming financial commitment poses a serious strategic dilemma for the front office that we cannot ignore. While the numbers suggest we should be celebrating this newfound stability, we must consider the friction that often arises during high-stakes contract negotiations. Is the front office truly prepared to open the vault now, or will they force a tense standoff that risks alienating the most important player in our building? Caleb Williams is now positioned to command one of the richest contracts in NFL history, far sooner than the Bears likely anticipated when they drafted him. This situation arises because we finally have stability at the quarterback position, ending a decades-long search for a true leader under center. Williams thrived during his sophomore campaign by throwing for 3,142 yards and 27 touchdowns, which directly propelled this team to an 11-6 record and a division title. Historically, the Bears have suffered through a revolving door of quarterbacks, never once managing to build a sustainable culture around one singular talent until this specific stretch of success. The organization essentially pivoted from a failed cycle of veteran stopgaps to a refined offense meticulously designed by Ben Johnson to maximize every bit of the young star's mobility and arm strength. And the more I look at this, the front office is clearly moving past the evaluation phase and into the high-stakes world of asset retention. They understand that while waiting to trigger an extension might save them cash in the immediate future, it risks creating unnecessary friction with a player who has already delivered a postseason victory. Behind closed doors, leadership is undoubtedly weighing the cost of patience versus the long-term benefit of securing their centerpiece now before the market resets again. While his 58.1% completion rate leaves room for growth, his early playoff impact provides a level of certainty we have not seen in Chicago since long before the 2010 season. They are not asking if he can play, they are now obsessing over exactly how great he can become for this franchise. By locking him in, the team avoids the leverage games that often plague contenders, choosing instead to pay the premium today for a future that finally looks bright. So that is the state of our quarterback situation, but now let us take a moment to look at what these developments truly mean for our future. And I will be straight with you, the stakes here go far beyond simple statistics or yearly box scores. This is about finally securing the bedrock of our franchise after decades of uncertainty. And that shift in stability fundamentally alters how we approach the salary cap and roster construction. By potentially extending Caleb Williams sooner rather than later, George McCaskey and the front office are prioritizing long-term security over short-term savings, effectively signaling to the rest of the league that we are no longer a team in transition. This decision ripples across our entire depth chart, as locking in our starter allows us to allocate remaining resources towards surrounding him with the talent required to sustain deep playoff runs. When we look at our upcoming schedule, this confidence is vital for high-stakes matchups against our NFC North rivals, who are currently scrambling to keep pace with our offensive trajectory. Having a proven leader at the helm changes our standing within the division because we are no longer just fighting for a wild-card spot. We are dictating the terms of engagement for every Sunday we step onto the field. If we continue to see that steady progress under Ben Johnson, our path toward another division championship becomes significantly clearer, and our chances of surviving the pressure of the postseason grow exponentially. We are moving from a cycle of temporary fixes and failed experiments to a clear, calculated era of growth. The financial cost of keeping a talent like Williams may climb with every successful game, but for fans who have waited years for this level of competence, the price is surely worth the peace of mind. Securing Caleb Williams on a long-term extension now offers the Bears massive stability by locking in the face of our franchise before the quarterback market inevitably inflates even further. After Williams threw for 3,142 yards and 27 touchdowns while clinching a playoff victory, we finally have the proven production that justifies a massive investment. By acting early, the organization avoids the drama of a contract standoff and signals total confidence in his development under coach Ben Johnson. The truth is, waiting for absolute perfection carries a steep price tag because high-level signal callers simply never become more affordable over time. The counter-argument remains that Williams still posted a 58.1% completion rate and struggled with consistency, meaning we could technically leverage his fifth-year option to see if he can refine his decision-making before committing hundreds of millions of dollars. Across the league, national media analysts suggest that the front office should closely monitor the market trends established by other young stars, specifically highlighting the recent contract trajectories of players like the quarterbacks for the Houston Texans and the Cincinnati Bengals as benchmarks. Some experts feel that rushing into a record-breaking deal after only one major postseason run might be slightly premature, and frankly, I find that skepticism reasonable. While his arm talent is undeniable, paying a premium before he stabilizes his completion percentage is a bold gamble that puts massive pressure on his future performance. Here is where I land on this. While the prospect of an expensive contract is intimidating, the cost of losing a proven winner in his prime is much higher. We have spent decades wandering the wilderness at quarterback, so if Williams shows continued growth this season, we must bite the bullet and pay the man to ensure he remains in Chicago for the long haul. When we weigh the current trajectory of this team against the looming financial reality of a massive extension, the bigger picture for the Chicago Bears becomes crystal clear. We have finally escaped the endless cycle of uncertainty that haunted this organization for decades, shifting our focus from simply finding a competent starter to refining the greatness of a proven winner. Caleb Williams proved his worth by throwing 3,942 yards and 27 touchdowns, leading us to an 11-6 record and that sweet playoff victory over the Green Bay Packers. And that changes everything for our franchise outlook as we move from a rebuilding phase to becoming a legitimate long-term contender in the NFC North. As fans, you should feel a profound sense of confidence heading into this season because George McCaskey and Ben Johnson have successfully built a stable, high-functioning environment around a quarterback who possesses legitimate arm talent and proven mobility. While we must still address the inconsistencies in his completion rate, the fact remains that we are no longer searching for an answer under center. We have found one. Paying a premium to keep a franchise cornerstone is the kind of problem every fan base prays for, and it is a small price to ensure our window of competition remains wide open for many years. We are at a turning point where the goal is no longer about potential, but about maximizing our current championship window. If you had to choose between extending Caleb Williams early to secure his future or waiting for the fifth-year option to retain more immediate cap flexibility, which path would you prefer? If you enjoyed the video, do not forget to like it and subscribe to the channel. Bear down. I'll see you in the next one.